Yeah. Right, off to Wigan to see Andy and get a bit more work done on the sleeve. Gonna get Harley Quinn on there today, I think. Nice sexy bitch for my arm there. Yesterday was a disaster. So like, I had my high bars, my floor presses, everything was down because I've been off for like 10 days with the infection and everything. But it was humbling as hell. Like, so I expected to sort of start on like 255. I was expecting it to be down, but not by as much as it was. So I was like, right, I'm gonna start off on 255, and then like I can go 260, 265 for the next ones, because I was like meant to do 3 triples. They were getting like increasing in difficulty with every set, and then it was meant to end up at a 9, so one rep left in the tank, and then we were done. So plan was 255, 260, 262, 265, something like that. I was expecting it to be down by about 10 or 15 kilos. So did 255, and that was fucking my limit. Like, that was a 9.5. I had nothing else left. Like, maybe one more rep, maybe, but like, it wasn't convincing at all. So rather than going up, I had to come back down. So I had to go like 255, 245, 235, and jeez, it was just so humbling that I just expected to be like, right, this is where I'm gonna be, so I'm gonna go for that. But it turns out, no, I just wasn't there at all. So, you know, you live and learn, and you know, I didn't fail. It just ended up being that I just did the protocol in reverse, so it's not too bad. Floor presses were down about 15 kilos, and I'm not really convinced I'm getting much out of them, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's just my shoulder issue. I've got like a bit of a shoulder issue, which I've had all cycle. But I just feel like I've not made any progress on them at all. Even before the infection, I was like, I hadn't went up in weight on that variation at all. So that's something that could be doing with addressed in the next cycle. Yeah, we're about 6 weeks out. Body weight's moving down pretty well, to be fair. Like, I wasn't even like trying to as such, but I'm down about 108 point. I was 108.9 this morning. So I think I'm gonna keep that going as long as I don't lose any strength, because long term I'd like to have a good bulking cycle towards the start of the next year, maybe towards the end of this year. And I do know that I'm going to be at my most anabolic after a prolonged sort of like a fat loss phase. So I'm just going to keep this going for as long as I can. So I've still got Operation Stop Being a Fat Cunt going on, and I'm changing the way I want to go with that. Like, I was kind of like, I watched a podcast from 3DMJ about mini cuts, and basically like what I realized was like, it's probably the wrong way to go about doing it. So like, I think I'm going to take it slower over a prolonged period of time, rather than trying to get to X weight in 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm just going to take my time with this and see if I can get down to like even sub 105 over the course of the next like 15-18 weeks or so. So the way I'm going to do Operation Stop Being a Fat Cunt is I'm going to keep the macros the same. So I'm eating like very fatty. I'm more on the sliding scale of Avatar nutrition. I'm more on the fat side of things. I'm going to keep it like that the whole way through, and I'm just going to change the method of eating. So I'm going to change it up every 3 weeks. So this 3-week period, I'm just eating when I want. So I'm eating the macros that are designated, and I'm eating them whenever I want. And the next one, maybe I'll do intermittent fasting, or maybe I'll do carb cycling, you know, like things like that. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to do this. So that's going to last about 15 to 18 weeks, depending on how many protocols I want to run, and 2, depending on whether I lose strength or not. Because if performance starts to drop like drastically, then I'll be getting out of that and probably going on like a maintenance phase for a little bit of time, just to make sure that I can recover that metabolic rate and recover the performance. And then maybe I'll continue it, maybe I'll bulk, who knows. But yeah, main thing is just getting back into consistency habits and just keep plugging along. Right, that's enough.